Hey guys, it's Miss Hardy, and it is time for Biomedical Technology 1. It is August 31st. It is Monday. We have a couple of housekeeping things to do today, and then we'll do a quick review of things and in preparation for your test that is tomorrow. So you do have a test for me tomorrow. It is open from 8:30 to 11:59, so 8:30 in the morning, just like your discussion boards, to 11:59 tomorrow night. And you will have another video that is just the test the test directions. But for this video, I'll also upload it because we're going to talk about the test a little bit as well. So I'm going to share the screen with you guys. This is your biomedical technology class. This is my dashboard, but your class. Okay, so we have our daily agenda. We're going to check that first. Anybody that is struggling with keeping up with when things are due or when to turn things in need to make sure they're keeping up with this agenda. So here's Monday. You have your discussion post that's due, the review questions, and test directions. Okay, so we do not have review questions. I'm going to ask a few things and go over a few things, but you do have time today to review for that test tomorrow. So the only thing you are turning into me today is your discussion. And here it is. We're going to scroll down. It looks like 3 of you have already done it, and that is wonderful. So how do you study? Share with the class. For example, I study by rewriting information. Jonathan says he studies by writing things in a notebook. Alexis, different colored pens. And then Jakayla going over her notes and finding keywords. So I like to do this for the first test especially because Jonathan might be doing it in a way that I didn't think about, and that really works for me. Okay, so going home, hitting some high notes here. So a couple of housekeeping things. Tomorrow, sorry guys, there's a fly in here. It's driving me insane. Tomorrow you will be doing your test. That is the only thing you have to turn into me tomorrow. There is no discussion board on test days. Okay, I will not be teaching from the building tomorrow. I am off campus tomorrow. I will be available to you via text message and call 252-347-4777. You can always see on the contact me page as well. I will also be available via email. There will not be a live Zoom tomorrow. There's no reason to listen to any of the Zooms unless you're looking for directions on the test, which I'm about to go over. If you need me though, you may certainly reach out to me, okay? One thing I want to say is the test is open from 8:30 a.m. to 11:59 p.m. I do not extend test times, and I cannot restart the test for you if you were to for some reason the computer would die or something would happen. I can't restart it. Now, can I offer alternative test material for you to make up the grade? I sure can, but I reserve the right to not, okay? So if your computer dies, that's not a good enough reason. Put your computer on charge before you take your test, okay? So tomorrow when you come to class, if you are a face-to-face learner and you come to class, you will report to Miss Ferry's room, Miss Hyatt's room, okay? So it's your previous class of the day, and then you know where she is. And you will take your test during this class period, okay? So during this class period tomorrow, I expect for you to be able to take your test because that keeps you accountable for the time you were sitting in class tomorrow, okay? If you are an at-home learner, of course, you're taking your test either synchronously, so during my class period, or asynchronously when you have time to work on it. So when you come to class, you're going to log into your Canvas. You're going to go over here to quizzes, and you're going to see the first quiz we took last week, and then you're going to see Unit 1 Biomedical Research. I'm going to click on it because the test doesn't open until tomorrow at 8:30, so you're not going to see anything, and it doesn't close until tomorrow at 11:59. It is a graded quiz, so it's going in that 30% test category. It is 10 multiple choice questions, and you have 18 minutes to answer, so you need to keep up with your time because I will not reset it. Okay, 18 minutes to answer 10 multiple choice questions. One thing I want to say to you guys, you're obviously at home, you obviously have your notes and the internet readily available to you. However, when you take your final exam, you will not have any of those things readily available to you. So it is in your best interest to take this test to the best of your ability while trying not to use any resources. because this is the way your final exam will be worded. This is how you need to get used to taking these tests. And if in the event, and the plan is to have final exams, you will not have resources to use during the testing. Okay? If you have any questions, you may call, text, or email me. Okay? I'm going to stop sharing and see if anyone has any questions before I stop recording. Questions? Questions? Any questions here from Zoom?
You go over the stuff that you said like in the beginning because I had to get my little sister, so I didn't.
Can you talk louder, honey?
Can you say what you said like in the beginning because I missed it because I had to get my little sister, so I didn't get a chance to hear what you said.
So which part?
Like when I first got on the Zoom.
So when you first got on the Zoom, I didn't go over anything, but it was just our generic stuff. If you were listening in when we went through the discussion board and stuff like that, that's all you needed to do today. I'm going to do a quick little review.
Okay.
Just really quickly. I'm going to there's someone that just came into the Zoom. Hey, Brandon. Okay, so for those of you who are just coming in, it's just a reminder to make sure that you log in tomorrow and take your test. The test directions are going to be posted for you before you leave tonight, before tonight is over, before I leave today. Sorry, guys. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen. Okay, again, this is what your test is going to look like tomorrow. I'm going to go home, okay, and I'm going to go to modules. And this first unit was biomedical research. I'm going to show you all the research sources that you have, okay? You have the research PowerPoint that you were supposed to take notes on. You have graphic organizers that you were supposed to study, okay? The graphic organizers include the progression of things, how we transition from basic and applied research through the 3 clinical phases to FDA approval, that it takes 12 years. It includes how many people are at each clinical phase and the timeline and the goal, okay? You need to know those things, all right? It includes the research types and methods, okay? The 3 research types, your basic, applied, and clinical, and your 5 research methods, okay? It also includes that last little section that we did about epidemiology, and I'm seeing that it cut it off, but the last one, of course, is observational. And finally, because I felt really nice last week, I gave you access to a study guide organizer, okay? A study guide organizer. If it were me and I was studying this, I would copy this information and I would go in and I would make myself notes, okay? I would copy the 3 types of research and write whatever notes that I needed for basic research, applied research, clinical research, okay? I would copy the phase 1, 2, and 3 information that I needed. I would make sure that I knew the different types of research methods, the whole approval process timeline, and the 3 types of studies. Now keep in mind, what I'm finding is those of you who are studying either virtually and or virtually for a given week are not listening to the Zooms. I know that it seems like no fun whatsoever to listen to the Zooms at home. However, I go over and say every single thing that is on your test because I make your test. I do not give you test questions that I do not review. So I can specifically think of one test question right now that is not listed on this paper, but I said it in a Zoom, okay? So you need to go back and you need to watch the Zooms, okay? They're usually no more than 20 minutes. If you listen to them every day and you take notes as you go, it won't seem like such a feat the night before the test. This is your study guide. I would write this out. You can write it exactly how you have it here. You can print it out if you have it, but write this out, okay? And then fill this information in as your study guide. All right. And again, this is not traditionally a freshman level course. So you guys are used to taking tests and using context clues to answer test questions that aren't straightforward. It is not going to ask you what are the 3 types of research. It is going to ask you which type of research introduces animals as the surrogate for human studies.
Okay.
All right, so that's your review for this unit. I am going to be here all of this period and available to you if you want to study one-on-one or if you have a question. But with virtual learning, I'm facilitating the learning for you by providing this study guide and providing this graphic organizer. So I want you all to take your time and go through this, okay?
Okay. Thank you.
Does anybody have any questions?
Nope.
Okay, I'm gonna mute the recording and I'm going to stop the video, but I will be here if you need me, okay?